explore with Hacky and add values in your life. If you are a student, entry-level IT person, anyone who wants to start career in IT and don't know what to do, you have fear of coding and wants to work in IT without programming skills, if you are working in a different field but want to start career in IT field, feel free to communicate on explorewithhacky@gmail.com. Anyone who wants to start career in software testing field, any student, men, women, friends, relatives or known persons or unknown persons need career options in software testing, feel free to drop email for free advice and free basic trainings. If you came from overseas and struggling for job in your home country or overseas, we do free sessions on weekends. Feel free to drop email to get help, and if you want to get access of the documents and interview preparation documents on Google Drive, email us at explorewithhacky@gmail.com. Hello everyone, let's start the journey of the Playwright with the TypeScript. So here, first question will raise like, do we need to get any prior information or the knowledge related to any kind of the programming language? So no, there's no any requirement that you must have the any kind of the prior knowledge. So we will start from the zero. So this is for everyone who is not having any knowledge about the automation of or any kind of the programming language. So as we will follow the programming language, the TypeScript for the Playwright. So first of all, we will learn about the TypeScript, and later we will use this for the automation in the Playwright. So first question is, what is TypeScript? So suppose JavaScript is a kind of language that is similar to a student. That student can make mistakes. So now TypeScript is like a teacher who checks that if that student is making any mistake, then TypeScript helps us to catch those mistakes before running the code. Okay, so don't make any confusion here. TypeScript is nothing, just a check on JavaScript. So don't worry if you don't know about the JavaScript or TypeScript, we will learn together. So first of all, what do we need to kind of the setup for the TypeScript prior to that? So we need basically three things. One is your computer or laptop. Second is the internet, and third is the tools. So what is the meaning of the tools? So tools are like three different things which is required to run a JavaScript code or the TypeScript code. So these tools are, number one is the Node.js. Okay, don't worry about anything which I am typing here. We will learn together in a deep and elaboration manner. Okay, and second thing is VS Code. Third is TypeScript itself. Okay, so now you will ask that what is the Node.js? So in very simple language, consider that as I told you that there are three things. One is related to computer, second internet, and three tools. So what is computer? Consider it as a road. Okay, and JavaScript, it will work like a car, and Node.js, it is working like an engine. Okay, Without engine, car will not work. Okay. So in simple language, without Node.js, you will not able to run the TypeScript or Playwright or anything. You can't work without Node.js. So first of all, you need to install the Node.js in your machine. Okay. So what you have to do for the Node.js, simply go to this particular website, go to downloads, let me refresh my page. So here you will see like different versions for and like using and with npm. So we are going to install it with the npm. So what you have to do, simply just go to install the LTS version. Here LTS means long-term support, which is stable and it's supported for the long term. Okay. So once you will install this particular Node.js, then you will see some command. By the help of that, you can verify that Node.js is installed or not. This is a simple installation. Like there will be, simply just download that and next, then accept license, then 3 times like next and install. Simple. No need to change anything or don't uncheck anything. Okay. So once you will install that Node.js in your system, then simply go to cmd. So when you will type here node -v, then you will see some version. It means Node.js is installed on your system. Second thing, once Node.js is installed, then check the npm version as well. So npm is Node Package Manager, which is by default will install when you will install this Node.js. So that is, npm is a part of this Node.js. Okay. So till this point, I think everything is clear that we just installed Node.js. So if you face any difficulty, so I'll create a separate video. You can simply go to YouTube or anywhere else where you can simply get to know that how to download that Node.js. So now again, I'm just going to inform more information about the Node.js. So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime. Normally when JavaScript runs in the browser, but Node allows you to run JavaScript on your computer. So if you don't want to run that JavaScript on browser, so without browser, there is only possibility to run that JavaScript on your machine with the help of Node.js outside the browser. And it is important because it will work on your like build server side apps and the command line tools. So simply just try to in very simple language that this is Node.js is helping us to run the JavaScript other than the browser, like on your machine. So, and the second thing which I explained about the npm. So what exactly is the npm? npm is a package manager. When you will install the Node.js, npm will by default install that, and it will help to install, manage and share the JavaScript libraries. So these libraries called packages. And why that is important? Mostly like Node.js projects rely on external packages. So npm will help you to install them on your machine. So we will understand slowly that in Node.js something is there, npm, and that npm is used to install the packages. Okay. So in future, like after some time, we will try to see that which commands we can install with the help of npm. We have already checked in our cmd that npm is installed. Once you will run on your machine, then you will also see this version. Okay, and one more thing is npx. npx is node package execute. Node package execute. Like, it's a bit confusing, but don't take too much stress. Everything will be clear slowly. So just take a high level overview. That is only required at this moment. These things are like not, these are one time setup. These are not the like every time you need not to make any change there. So this is one time effort. So npm comes with the npx comes with the npm. So yeah, so here if we'll talk about the npx, so npm comes with the Node.js and npx comes with the npm. Okay, so this npx, right now this we will not use this npx, only like npm we will use to install the packages, and when npx will come into the picture, I will tell you in the detail. Okay, so it allows the run the node packages without installing them globally. So what exactly happens? To install any package, there are two installations. One is global, second is project based. So global means like this particular PC, this particular laptop computer, any folder which is installed or any folder is created in this system, the settings which are applicable for all the folders, those are global, and for a particular project or particular folder, those are specific to that folder. So when we are trying to run our packages specific to the folder, then we will run our commands with npx. Okay, so when you will install the Node.js, npm will by default install, and npx is a part of npm. Npm is installing the packages and npx is running the packages without installing them globally. I hope this is clear, but if that is not clear, still it's not like a matter of concern. We will deeply understand in the coming time. Okay, so we learn about the Node.js. Node.js, when you will install, the npm will get installed. Npm is used for the installation of the packages, and npx is a part of npm, and npx command will execute the packages without installing them globally. Okay, so let's go in the next stage. So now different type of the questions will raise here, that what exactly is the npm, why we use npm. So simple answer is that it's a node package manager that is used to install, uninstall, manage the packages. So using npm, we will use some commands to install our packages. Packages are just type of the libraries. Okay, so we will use some commands. Whenever I will use npm, then consider and keep remind that this npm came from the Node.js. Okay, and the npx is node package execute. Node package, whenever I will write in the coming time for the command execution with the npx, then keep remind that this npx is a part of npm, and this is just to execute the binaries for the node packages without permanently installing them globally. So these, whatever we will run as a npx command, that will be temporary, that will not be permanent, that will be that particular specific for the folder itself. Okay, so like in coming time we will use these type of the commands, just for your reference. Don't take too much stress that these are not understandable, because it's a bit confusing. So using npm we will use like these type of the command, like npm install TypeScript. Okay, so when node package manager is used to install the TypeScript, and npx is used to like run the command project base, not global base. So for example, TypeScript, when we will install the TypeScript, there are two options. One is to install globally, and second on the project base. If you will run the TypeScript globally, which is installed globally, then no need to add npx. But if you will install the TypeScript on project base or folder base, then you have to execute that program using npx. Okay, so these type of the commands, right now I just wrote only basic kind of the thing, but in real I will tell you the sequence how you have to install the TypeScript and what is the use of that. Okay, so till now we understood about Node.js, npm, npx. Now we are going to the Visual Studio Code. So what exactly is the Visual Studio Code? It's a kind of the IDE. Okay, so in IDE, like the IDE gives us the facilitation where typo mistake or some advanced kind of the features, we earlier if you have used the Java, then we can write our code with the notepad as well. Okay, but IDE is giving us the facility to run the code or to type a code in a better way. Okay, so for this particular TypeScript Playwright project, we will use Visual Studio Code. So how you can install that Visual Studio Code? Simply just go on this code.visualstudio.com and download. If you are using Windows, okay, before that let me tell you a few things. We will learn this Playwright with TypeScript on like Windows and Mac, but primarily we'll choose one of them. Second thing, right now I'm talking about the Windows, and second, like the detail about the Node.js. Then what we will do, like this npm installation, with the help of npm we will learn about the yarn as well. So I'm not including those things here. Right now we are only looking with Windows npm installation. Okay, and there is a possibility, and in the same course we will learn about on the Mac and all the things with the yarn installation. Instead of npm we will do our work with the yarn primarily, but for the basic understanding I'm just giving all these information so that you should be clear about these basic things. So if you are using Windows, then you have to use this 64 Windows. If you are using Mac, then you have to use for the Mac installation. So that's a very simple. Once you will download, then double click on the file, and there are few steps like I accept the agreement, then next, and there is no need to do any extra things. Whatever by default selection is there, just go for add to path, and check the register code as editor for support file types. Next, install, finish. That's not like a rocket science. This is simple. Click next for next buttons, and you will get installation of your Visual Studio Code. So once you will install, then it will be like this. Okay, so for this particular file, which is here in the this particular folder in the Visual Studio, what you have to do, simply just create a folder in your drive or in your desktop or C or D, E, whatever like drive you want to use. Just create a simple folder there and go in the file and open folder, and once you will click on the open folder, then whatever the file location is there, you have to select that folder, and that folder will come here as a open folder in the Visual Studio. So till here I think things are clear, that what exactly we did. We installed our Node.js, we installed our Visual Studio. In Visual Studio we opened, created folder. That's it, simple, this one. Okay, and now the interesting things start from here, that when you will install this Visual Studio, then you have to use this TypeScript. Third part is the TypeScript. How you will use the TypeScript? So for the installation of this TypeScript, there are two ways. One is global, second is project based. So for learning, for execution of your programs, you can work with the global installation, but once you will be you will have some hands-on experience, then you should work on project based installation only, because that other people will also use your project, or you will sync with others work, so you need to install that on the project base. So firstly I'm telling you, I'm like sharing the information about the global installation. Okay, so in the you can install with the help of cmd command, or you can do one thing, like you can go in the Visual Studio, just go in terminal and new terminal. Okay, so once you will open this new terminal, there will be one command, like similar to the command line interface, one option will be there, so you can run here as well the same commands which you wanted to run on the command line interface. Okay, so Node.js is installed and npm is used for the installation of the packages. So let's install the TypeScript globally. Okay, npm install -g means global TypeScript. Okay, once you will install this, then this TypeScript is going to install globally. Okay, and you will see somewhere that this command people are writing like this as well, npm -g TypeScript. Okay, this is the same command, nothing is fancy here. The only thing is that install keyword is replaced by I, and both commands are same, so don't get confused with that. Okay, well, this, and make sure we are installing this globally. Okay, so there are different commands to update and the uninstall on the globally, but I'll not make you confused, so I'm skipping those commands, but right now just we are installing it. Okay, once you will install that, simply go and type TypeScript tsc-v version. If you will get this version, it means your TypeScript is installed, which is globally installed, not on this project. That TypeScript is installed globally. Okay, when I talk about the globally, what does it mean? It means that it is installed somewhere in your system globally. Let me share the exact location where it is installed. Okay, so when you will go with the npm root, I want to check the root. Where is the root of my globally installed TypeScript? So once you will get this one, then it will give you some path. Okay, so this is the path. By the help of file explorer, you can simply just paste this path, and you will see that this TypeScript which is installed in node modules is globally installed. Okay, so this particular folder, if runs anything, and on this project base, if you didn't install TypeScript on project base, then by default this particular global installed TypeScript will run. Okay, so now we installed our TypeScript and we checked the versions, and we see the where exactly is the installation happened for the global TypeScript. Now, second thing, but I said you don't rely on the global installation, you have to install TypeScript in this project base. So how we can install that? We can install that like npm install TypeScript, like the npm install -g TypeScript, -g was global. I script that npm install TypeScript --save -dev. So in the dependency development environment, in this particular folder, you have to add these two words -save -dev. Once you will install this, then you will see package.json is shown here. Okay, so you will see here the TypeScript is installed in this project itself, in this training project, in this folder itself. So this version can be different from the global installed TypeScript. So you have to rely on this particular TypeScript, which is project based installation. npm install TypeScript -save dev, or there is a second way to write this command, that npm -d TypeScript. This will do the same thing, which is this is the same thing, npm -d TypeScript. This is the same command. The only thing is that install keyword replaced with I, and -save -dev is replaced with -d. -d means save dev. These two keywords are replaced with -d only. That's it. So now this is installed on the project base. So where is this particular TypeScript is? This is the in dependency, you will see the TypeScript version, but if you will see here in the node modules, this TypeScript is installed from this particular dependency. Okay, so we are using till now only npm. Why we are using a particular project? We used npm to install the TypeScript, or installs the package. Okay, so npx we will use for the execution, for the run the package. That I'll explain you after some time. Okay, so till now we installed our TypeScript globally and locally. Locally means on the project base. So here what we will do, that whenever we will run this command for install the TypeScript locally, then this package.json is included by default. Okay, but what will happen if we will not do this thing? Then can we see that this particular thing is coming by default or not? Let's delete all these things. Okay, I'm reverting the things. Let's delete. Keep in mind only one thing, that when we installed locally, then only these two lines were there. Okay, let me delete this one and copy in the Word document to check one different thing. Okay, so when you will run direct command for the install TypeScript, then package.json is installed and only TypeScript dependency is there. But the ideal way is that before doing this, before running this command, let's clear this. Okay, this is the same folder which we opened in the Visual Studio. So we run our command npm install TypeScript --save -dev. So prior to that, prior to run TypeScript globally, locally on this project, if we will run one command npm init initialization yes, then you will see one thing, that package.json is, this file came here, right? So this is a more structured way for the package.json. Package.json, what exactly is package.json? This is just a list of the project packages, that which packages we will use in this folder. Okay, so if we will run this command, that npm initialization -y, then by default package.json file will create, and these in a well structured manner automatic things will come. We will learn about these step by step, but just try to understand this is a well structured manner to create package.json prior to install TypeScript locally. Okay, okay, now if we run this command, then package.json came. Let's do now installation. npm install TypeScript -save -dev, or npm install -d and TypeScript. Okay, so now once you installed this, after npm initialization and d, after installation this command npm initialization -y, then you will run this locally. Then you have seen like these two lines added in this well structured JSON which we have already created that, right? So Control A, Control C, and let's compare with that old JSON. So the dev dependencies TypeScript, and dev dependencies TypeScript. Similar thing happened. What was the difference if we run the direct command without init -y, without running this command? The package JSON will create that time as well, but only the difference will be that will get the only these two lines, because TypeScript is responsible for the dev dependency of TypeScript version only. Okay, there is no any difference. The only thing is that you have to keep in your mind that you have to run the commands in this sequence only. Number one, first thing, install Node.js. Second, you will see npm to install the packages, right? Then first command you have to run to check node-v, that Node.js is installed or not. Then you will check npm-v. These capital letters are not capital, you have to type with the small. Okay, that npm is installed, you will see the version. And if you will install globally the TypeScript, then you have to run the command npm install globally -g TypeScript. Okay, and once you will do that globally, then tsc-v is the version check, but don't use this for as on the project base. Okay, this is for the global, for your learning only. In real, these are the commands without red. Node-v is for the Node.js, npm is the node package manager, which by default, once you will install Node.js, then npm will by default install. And third thing, you have to install npm init initialization -ys for the package.json. This will give you package.json file, where dependencies and TypeScript version will show with other fields as well. Okay, other properties as well. And once you will install, then you have to install TypeScript -save -dev. This is double hyphen. Okay, so the -save dev, this will install TypeScript locally. This will install TypeScript globally, but there is no much use until you are only in the learning phase, then you are using this one. Otherwise you have to run like this one only, npm for package and then for the TypeScript. So you should follow these two commands instead of the global one. Okay, and once you will and when you will install, then after global we checked our version like this one. So once we will run this command globally, this one, after that we checked our tsc-v version, right? So this version is giving us the global version of the TypeScript, which we have seen in this npm root g that is installed in users node modules. Now we installed our local TypeScript in this project base. How we can check this version? We have to use npx TypeScript -version. So if you will see the out of this one, this is the same. So if we'll go again in our document, I said npx is used for running the packages without installing them globally. So anything which is in this project you want to run, then you have to execute with the npx, not without npx. If you will run npx -v, then it will give the global base TypeScript. Okay, so now we have global TypeScript. How we will get to know that which one is global? So npm, let's see, npm root -g. Okay, so this particular folder is containing our this particular folder. When you will access this TypeScript is globally. Okay, and anywhere you created this particular training folder or any folder, whatever you want to give the name, any drive, when you will install that TypeScript using this command, okay, using this command npm install TypeScript --save dev or npm install i -d TypeScript, then it will install locally. And if you want to get the version of this locally version, then you have to use node package execute npx and TypeScript -version. It will give this version. I hope this thing is clear till this point, right? Okay, now let's do one thing, very small exercise. Okay, let's delete everything from here, or prior to that let's do one activity. So Control C is to close that particular command. Okay, so let's do one activity here. In our system we have already installed our TypeScript globally, right? So when we install our TypeScript globally, can we like uninstall that? This is question for everyone, that if we have already installed our TypeScript globally, can we uninstall that or not? Okay, so let's try to uninstall our global installed TypeScript using uninstalled global TypeScript. It removed one package. So if I will run tsc-v, it is giving me error because tsc-v is giving us the version npm root -g. If we will go here, Control C, File Explorer, Control V, you will see there is no TypeScript here because we have uninstalled the global version of the TypeScript. Now if we want to see that in this project which you created anywhere, because in node modules we can see TypeScript, so how we can get this version? We have to go npx tsc-v. It is giving us version. Did you get my point? So TypeScript we installed, we can install globally and locally. But when you will work, then you will sync your work according to the JSON, because this JSON is the Bible, package.json. Everything which is written here, all the project in the training, they will get all the versions from here. So you have to work according to this package.json. Still, if you want to keep like global version of your TypeScript, then you can simply install -g TypeScript. Then npm root -g. If you will go here and Control C, File Explorer, this is TypeScript. Okay, so if you will just make sure only one thing, these are the only commands. Node-v should give you the Node.js version. npm node package manager is your version. npm init-y will give the package.json including dependencies of TypeScript. Other fields will also be there, and don't worry about these one. And if you want to install locally, you have to install locally, then you should write npm install TypeScript --save dev. So that will install TypeScript in the locally, and you have to check that by npx tsc version is there or not. Okay, and there are other ways as well to install that. There are other ways to install. Is in the short form is the I, and -save and -dev is you can replace with -d. Okay, so I hope these things are clear. Till this point we only just installed our TypeScript. Okay, so instead of that command, earlier one, instead I and -g, sorry, I is in small, -g TypeScript. You can write upper command or the lower command, similar to here, npm and I, and these two words will replace with -d and TypeScript. Okay, so I think till this point we are clear. So only if tsc is giving you the version, npx tsc giving the, which means your TypeScript is installed. In the next lecture we will learn without installing local TypeScript how we can run a file, and once you will install TypeScript locally, then if you will run that TypeScript file, how things will work. Okay, so prior to next lecture, just try to install these things on your system, and let's meet in the next lecture. Feel free to drop email to get the access of Google Drive folder, where you will get the interview preparation documents, templates, and handwritten commands document. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for upcoming videos and sessions. Thank you.